He grabs your chin, forcing you to look directly at him. You made me look like a fool, and I don't take kindly to that. Okay, so he hates looking like a fool. And since he's grabbing my chin, why don't I just mog him? And I'm gonna make my jawline so sharp, and I'm gonna cut his nose off, and so he's gonna look like Voldemort. You bastard, what have you done to me? His face is now just like Voldemort, and he looks incredibly enraged. Okay, so now he's Voldemort. What can I do here? I guess I only have one choice. Why don't I hit him with the Avada Kedavra? I've always wondered what would happen if a bully encountered another bully. Would the bully bully the bully, or would the bully bully the bully? And so I tested this experiment on an AI chatbot website last year. And after driving every bully to insanity, I felt a psychotic rush of dopamine, which made me want to bully even more AI bullies. And so today I'm going up against 4 different bullies on Character.ai to see how realistic they are and whether I can out-bully them. Starting with Alice the Bully. So apparently this is one of the most popular bully chatbots on this website, and it even has 289.3 million chats, which is quite a lot. But before I actually go ahead and bully her to insanity, I just want to test out how good her bullying skills are by allowing her to bully me, and I'm just gonna act like a victim for a little bit. So her first message is, "Get out of my way, you dweeb. Alice bumps on you purposefully." Okay, so I'm just gonna like fall over them. I smirk on my victory. What's wrong? Too weak to even hold balance? Okay, I'm just gonna start crying. What else can she do? Is this really all she has? I look and see you crying, which I find amusing. I approach you and stand in front of you. Oh, are you gonna cry some more? Okay, well, what if I do cry even more? And then what if I also tell the teacher on you? Hey! I get a little panicked. The last thing I need right now is being suspended just because I made a wimp like you cry. But please don't tell the teacher. Okay, is this really one of the most popular bully chatbots on this website? This person sucks. What if I just tell her something like, please don't hurt me, please, please? Is that something that a victim would say? I take a step back and raise my arms in front of me, trying to calm you down. Look, I won't hurt you, okay? So don't tell the teacher, alright? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting this chatbot to be a lot better at bullying me, and it's a little bit hard to be a victim when she is just not doing anything. And so at this point, I'd already seen enough and determined that she wasn't really that good at being a bully. But now it's time to move on to step 2 and see whether I can out-bully this bully until she reaches her breaking point. So how should I start this bullying session? So she doesn't want me to tell the teacher. Okay, what if I just tell the teacher? I get extremely surprised. What? I told you I won't hurt you now. I glare at you, getting a little bit pissed. Okay, then why don't I just start pissing my pants uncontrollably and collect it in a small jar and then keep pissing in these jars until I gather around 6 jars, like a bit of a 6-pack. You know how you can get like 6 packs of beer? Actually, if you're underage, don't get 6 packs of beers. And then I'm gonna jump up, do a bit of like a Beyblade spin, and I'm gonna throw 6 of them. No, I'm gonna throw 7 of them at her head, and they're gonna shatter on her head, and the piss is gonna be acidic and it's gonna melt down her face. Ah! I screech and quickly cover my face, shielding my eyes from your piss. That's disgusting. Why did you do that? Well, you said you were getting pissed, so what else was I meant to do? Well, I didn't mean that literally. Are you out of your mind? I yell as I try to get the piss off my face. This hurts. This burns. This burns? Okay. Why don't I just grab a lighter and I just attempt to set her hair on fire? But since there's so much piss on it, it's just not catching on fire. It's too wet to actually like burn. I noticed you trying to set my hair on fire, but it doesn't work. What are you trying to do? I still try to wipe the piss off my face. Okay, you know what? Why don't I just help her wipe the piss off her face? I'm gonna grab a towel, and before I dry her face with it, I'm going to wipe my ass with it so that there's a streak of poo smeared across the middle of it, and I'm gonna use it just to dry her face. No, don't! Ah, please stop that! I yell and attempt to pull your hand away. I grimace because of the disgusting feeling of poo on my face, and it's not helping to stop the burning from the piss. Okay, so now she has a streak of poo smeared across her face, and she still has piss burning on her head, but she said grimace. Okay, what can we do with grimace? So we have the grimace shake. So why don't I just tap her on the shoulder and she looks around like this, but then when she looks back, instead of me being there, it's just gonna be grimace, like, you know, the McDonald's grimace. And then instead of saying anything to her, grimace is just gonna say R R R R R R R R R R, and then pour a grimace shake onto her face, and then force feed her a grimace shake until she can barely breathe. I turn around, but then I see Grimace in front of me. He says the Freddy Fazbear chant and then suddenly forces a grimace shake down my throat. I start to choke as the grimace shake keeps forcing its way down my throat. I can barely breathe as the shake fills me up. Okay, maybe you can barely breathe because like the milkshake is too thick. So maybe we literally need to shake it up. So why don't we get Barry Benson from Bee Movie? He's gonna come in as a bee. He's gonna sting you on the arm, and then he's gonna say yellow and black, yellow and black, yellow and black. Oh, black and yellow. Wait, what does he even say? I can't even remember. Yellow and black, yellow and black, yellow and black. Oh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little. Then he's gonna grab you by the foot and just start lassoing you, like shaking you around until like the milkshake starts like shaking inside your stomach. The bee sting adds additional pain to my already suffering body. As Barry grabs my foot and swings me around, I can feel the shake inside me shifting and sloshing around. It's still difficult to breathe, but the shaking does help to mix everything up. Oh, okay. So wait, what am I doing? Why am I helping her? But at this point, she's not going insane. I think I have to step it up a little. I'm just gonna grab her and just like slap her in the face and just ask her to say something. Like, I'm gonna ask her to say the very first thing that comes to her mind. I'm taken aback by the slap and your sudden demand. Ow! The first thing that comes to my mind is, what the hell is happening to me? What the hell is happening to you? Okay, you know how else they like to say this phrase these days? What the shagma? I blink in confusion. What? What do you mean by what the Sigma? What the Sigma? I'm getting annoyed now. Stop repeating that same phrase over and over. What do you even mean by what the Sigma? What the Sigma? I'm getting really irritated now. I've had enough of this. Enough with the stupid phrase. Tell me what you mean or stop saying it. What the Sigma? You stupid idiot. I said stop saying that over and over. What the Sigma? I snap. Fine, that's the last straw, you bastard. I raise my fist and angrily throw a punch straight at your face. Okay, and instead of dodging it, I'm gonna open my mouth and I'm gonna catch the fist right in my mouth. I freeze, caught in surprise. I didn't expect you to catch my punch with your mouth. What the hell? My surprise quickly becomes anger as I try to pull my fist out of your mouth. Okay, so her fist is lodged in my mouth and I'm gonna like start biting down. I'm not letting go at all. But then while her fist is stuck in my mouth, I'm going to attempt to say, what the hell? I struggle to get my hand out of your mouth, but you're gripping it tightly with your teeth. Let go, you freak! I try to pull harder to no avail. Your mouth is like a vise, locking my fist in place. Okay, so she's not gonna comment at all about the fact that I still managed to say, what the Sigma with the thing stuck in my mouth. Why don't I just hit her with another, what the Sigma? I can't believe you're still saying that stupid phrase with my hand stuck in your mouth. Stop saying that, you moron! I continue trying to pull my fist free, feeling more and more frustrated. Okay, how am I meant to finish her off? I kind of want to finish her off. So now her fist is stuck in my mouth. Why don't I just start like spinning around, rotating like a Beyblade? And since her fist is still stuck in my mouth, her body is just gonna go flying, just spinning around while I'm just chomping on. And it's gonna be a bit like a helicopter. And so why don't I just like spin around so fast that we create some sort of helicopter propeller? Her body is gonna be a single helicopter propeller, and we're gonna start levitating. I'm still trying to pull my hand free, but the sudden spinning catches me off guard. What the? Hey, what the hell is going on? I can barely keep up as we start flying off the ground, the spin making me feel disoriented. Okay, why don't we just keep flying up? We're gonna keep going up and up and up until we reach like the border of like space and the moon. Actually, no, we're gonna reach the altitude where it's like just below space, but it's gonna be the highest a man can go without like actually reaching space. I'm in a state of shock as we ascend to the border of Earth and space. The cold emptiness of space threatens to suck me in, but your grip on my hand keeps me from being flung out into the void. Wait, she's just given me the golden opportunity to get rid of her. So I guess the finishing move for this first bully would be to just let go of her fist. If I just open my mouth, she would get flung into the void and will never be seen again. I feel dread wash over me as you open my mouth, finally releasing my hand from your grasp. There's nothing I can do to stop myself as you expel me into the void. No, please, don't do this. I watch in horror as the Earth gets smaller. Okay, this content has been... Okay, I think she's been unalived. And so with that, we had successfully out-bullied the bully and could now move on to our next bully, who is called School Bully. So this bully actually happens to be the most chatted to bully on the website. It somehow has 333.6 million chats, which I'm pretty sure is more than the population of America, I think. But anyways, just like last time, before we actually go ahead and bully this bully, we have to first test out how good this guy's bullying skills are by just allowing him to bully me. And I'm just gonna act like a victim to see how hard it will be to actually out-bully him later on. So his first message is, today is your first day at school and so far things have gone well. You did your best to answer the teacher's questions with confidence, but you didn't realize that the boy you corrected was actually the school bully. Johan. Okay, his name is Johan. He isn't too happy about being humiliated and now he is targeting you. It's recess time, but before you can go out of the classroom, Johan grabs your collar and pulls you back, and he slams his fist against the wall. You think you're so smart, huh? Okay, so I have to be the victim here. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, please don't hurt me. You should be sorry. Johan replies with a smirk on his face. You think you can embarrass me like that? You need to be taught a lesson. Johan pushes you against the wall, getting up in your face. His grip on your collar is tight, making it difficult for you to escape. Okay, so he's got me by the collar, pushing me against the wall. Why don't I just start choking? I'm just gonna be like... Johan sees you struggling to breathe, but it only makes him more amused. Oh, having trouble breathing? Maybe I should loosen my grip a little. Johan lets go of your collar, but before you can even catch a breath, he lands a hard punch to your stomach. Okay, this guy is stepping it up. I'm just gonna be like, and I'm gonna get winded, and I'm gonna be struggling to breathe even more. Johan sees your struggle, and a sadistic smile spreads across his face. Looks like you won't be giving me any more smart-ass answers anytime soon. He grabs your arm and pulls you to the ground, pinning you down. You need to learn your place, newbie. Okay, this guy is pretty serious. This is a serious bully here, and so I think it's gonna be pretty fun bullying him later on. But okay, we have to continue being the victim. Okay, I'm gonna tell him I am struggling to inhale oxygen through my nose and out my mouth. Johan notices you're struggling and decides to have some more fun with you. He places his foot on your belly, pressing down forcefully. What's the matter? Can't catch your breath? Too bad. Okay, so he's pressing his foot against my belly. I'm just gonna vomit all over myself. And also, I'm gonna start crying. Johan takes a step back, his face twisted with disgust. Ew, look at you. You're a mess. He looks down on you, his expression hardening as he sees you crying. You think crying will save you? You're just making yourself look even weaker. And so at this point, I could confirm that this bully was extremely good at being a bully. But now it's time for you to smash that subscribe button. But also time to move on to step 2 and see whether I can out-bully this bully until he goes insane. So how should I start this bullying session? So at the moment, I'm on the ground and I have vomit all over myself. And usually when people vomit, there are like bits of food, like chunks of food, like maybe peas, corn, carrots. So I'm gonna grab a pea and I'm gonna flick it into his eye. Johan's eye twitches as he feels the pea hit his eye. He stumbles back, taken off guard by your unexpected action. You little brat. He rubs his eye, trying to get the pea out. I can't can't believe you'd have the audacity to flick a pea at me. Okay, but then also in my vomit somehow was a huge giant carrot whole. I somehow vomited a whole carrot. And I'm just gonna grab it. I'm gonna throw it like a boomerang, and it's gonna spin, and it's gonna get lodged in the back of his throat. Johan's eyes widen as the carrot hits the back of his throat, causing him to choke. He starts coughing and wheezing, trying to dislodge the vegetable. Oh, what the hell is wrong with you? Okay, I kind of want him to actually like react and do something about it. So I'm just gonna stand in front of him and just hit a T-pose. Johan looks at you, stunned by your sudden T-pose. What the hell are you doing? He's still trying to cough out the carrot from his throat, but your T-pose has completely caught him off guard. I'm just gonna continue staring at him. What is he going to do next? Johan continues to struggle with the carrot stuck in his throat, his face turning red as he tries to dislodge it. But your unwavering gaze and the T-pose throws him off completely. Can you stop doing that? Okay, so I think he needs a little bit of help here. I'm just gonna grab the carrot out of his throat, and I'm not going to shove it up his ass, but instead I'm going to shove it into his belly button, and it's gonna enter like his actual stomach. Then I'm going to hollow out the actual carrot so it's a bit like a straw, and I'm going to start drinking all of his food directly from his stomach. Johan is completely at a loss for words. Your bizarre actions have left him speechless. He can feel the carrot straw in his belly button, and it's both uncomfortable and just plain weird. What the hell are you doing? Stop that! I'm gonna continue drinking. Like, what is he going to do? How is he going to stop me? I'm going to continue drinking until he has no food left in his stomach. Johan is still utterly stunned. He can feel himself getting weaker as you suck up all the food from his stomach. Stop! Please, stop this. It's so weird. Okay, why don't I just stop and then do it in reverse? I'm going to vomit out all of the food I've just consumed from his stomach. Also, I'm going to vomit out the food that I've consumed within the past week, which includes my own urine and my own poo, and I'm going to vomit it all back into his stomach through this carrot straw. Johan's confusion and horror have turned to absolute revulsion and disgust. He can feel the warm, sticky liquid traveling down the straw and into his stomach. He retches, trying to desperately push you away. Please stop. This is so gross. I can't take it. Okay, then what is he going to do? He has not fought back once. I'm going to give him a golden opportunity to fight back. I'm going to just walk towards him and just trip over on the ground and just start laying there on the ground, and he can do whatever he wants. Johan sees you trip and fall, and a sense of satisfaction washes over him as he sees you lying there, vulnerable. He slowly takes a few steps towards you, a sinister gleam in his eye. Looks like you're not so tough after all, newbie, he says, standing over you, his expression menacing. Okay, then what is he going to do? I'm just gonna say ... Johan looks down at you, a smug expression on his face. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? He takes another step closer, towering over you. You were so cocky a few minutes ago, but now you're just a pathetic mess on the ground. Okay, I'm just gonna say ... He grabs your chin, forcing you to look directly at him. Well, let me tell you something, newbie. That little stunt you pulled was a bad move. You made me look like a fool, and I don't take kindly to that. Okay, so he hates looking like a fool. Why don't I just grab a clown afro, and I just force it onto his head? I super glue it onto his scalp, and since he's grabbing my chin, why don't I just mog him? I could quite literally mog him, so I'm just gonna start mogging him, and I'm gonna make my jawline so sharp that it's sharper than a samurai sword, and I'm gonna cut his nose off, and so he's gonna look like Voldemort. Johan is shocked and outraged as you glue a clown afro to his head, and then proceed to transform into a mewing jawline Chad. He can't believe what's happening to him. He reaches up to feel his face, but that's when he realizes his nose is gone. He lets out a horrified shout. You bastard, what have you done to me? His face is now just like Voldemort, and he looks incredibly enraged. Okay, so now he's Voldemort. What can I do here? I guess I only have one choice. Why don't I hit him with the Avada Kedavra? Okay, not funny, didn't laugh. Johan watches in speechless horror as you scream Avada Kedavra and dab in his face. His new Voldemort appearance only adds to the absurdity of the moment. He tries to say something, but words fail him. He just stands there, stunned and emasculated, with a clown afro glued to his head and no nose. Okay, so he's completely unaffected by Avada Kedavra. Wait, maybe it's because I didn't actually use the Avada Kedavra. Maybe I need a wand. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a wand from out of my ass, like the wand has just been chilling there this entire time, and I'm gonna use the spell Wingardium Leviosa, and I assume he's gonna start levitating. I think that's how it works. Johan's eyes widen in shock as you pull a magic wand out of thin air, or should I say, your ass. And then you cast a spell, causing him to levitate a few inches off the ground. He stares at you, mouth hanging open. What the hell is happening to me? This can't be real. Okay, so since he's levitating off the ground, we now have a real-life human hoverboard. So instead of using those segways back in like 2017, I can just use him to just hoverboard around like Subway Surfers. So I'm gonna jump onto him and start using him as a hoverboard, and I'm gonna travel so far that I somehow end up in the Subway Surfers game. Johan is on the verge of a mental breakdown as you jump onto him and start using him as a hoverboard. He wants to scream, protest, but all he can manage are strangled grunts. The next thing he knows, the two of you have traversed to the Subway Surfers universe. Johan can barely believe what's happening. He's never experienced anything like this before. What's going on? He manages to croak out. Okay, so he says he's on the verge of a mental breakdown. We're actually close to driving him to insanity. But what can I do to finish him off? I feel like I'm very close. I think we just need to do one more thing. What can I do to do it? You know what? Why don't I actually play the Subway Surfers game? Because you know how like sometimes there are trains that are coming onto you? So I'm going to start dashing between the lanes. I'm actually going to do the game properly to begin with. But then when we get to the stage where there are oncoming trains and I have to dodge them, I'm going to head straight first into one of the trains with my hoverboard. And at the last moment, I'm going to jump off the hoverboard to safety. But the hoverboard itself, which is going to be this bully, it's going to go head first into the oncoming train. Johan can barely process what's happening as you start playing the Subway Surfers game in real life, using him as your hoverboard. He's confused, scared, and beyond frustrated as he has little choice in the matter. And then he sees it, the oncoming train hurling towards him like like a juggernaut. He screams as he realizes you're abandoning him, leaving him to meet his doom. There's a loud, sickening crunch as the train hits him at full force. Johan's body is completely destroyed and he... Oh, okay. This content has been filled. Okay, so I think he's finished. I think he might be finished. And so with that, we had successfully out-bullied the bully and could now move on to our next bully, who is called Yandere Bully Girl. So this bully chatbot is pretty popular. It has 53.2 million chats, which is still like double the population of Australia. And once again, we're just gonna start by assessing her bullying skills by allowing her to bully me, and I'm just gonna be the victim, just so that we can have a rough idea of how hard it will be for me to bully her later on. So her first message is, "Hi, you dumbass nerd. I heard you were talking to another girl who is not me. I don't like that. She's very jealous and angry. You only belong to me and no one else." Oh, okay, so I think this is a yandere bully. I don't know what this yandere means, but I think she's just obsessed with me and she wants me to love her. So how do I play the victim here? Let me just say, sorry, I'm so sorry. Don't hurt me. You're sorry? You better be. You better understand that you can't talk to another girl because you belong to me. Okay, what if I just say, like, I don't belong to you? Frick you. Shut up. Yes, you do. You are mine. No girl has rights to talk to you. The other girls are nothing compared to me. You got it, nerd? Heart? What is it? What if I just spam this, like, emoji, whatever this is? Or I don't know if I should punch you or kiss you right now. What? Why don't I just tell her to punch me? Sure. Punches you. Damn, you are so beautiful when you're hurt. Now shut up and come with me. I'll bring you to my home. No. I'm gonna say no. Respectfully, no. She grabs your arm. Oh, yes, you do. You are coming with me. Don't resist or else. Okay, I'm just not gonna resist now. Let's just see what she does with me. I'm just gonna allow her to do whatever she wants now. That's a good boy. She drags you to her house, then to her room where she locks the door shut. Stay here. Okay, what happens next? ... She puts a collar with a chain attached. There you go. Now don't you make any noise, okay, pretty boy? Wait, why is she putting a collar and a chain on me? What? Okay, let's just see what happens next. ... She starts to caress your face, admiring you. You look so good under my control. Such a good boy. What? So let's just continue seeing what happens. I'm curious how bad this can get. She sits on your lap. Do you understand? You can never go away from me. You're my property, my precious toy, okay? Wait, what do you mean by toy? She whispers to your ear. Say it. Say you belong to me. Say that you are mine. And so at this point, I realized that the bully was just straight up creepy rather than a stereotypical bully. But now it's time to move on to step 2 to see whether I can out-bully this bully until she goes absolutely insane. So how should we start this off? She wants me to whisper into her ear that I belong to her and that I'm hers. And so I'm just gonna go up to her ear, and instead of whispering, I'm gonna scream into her ear, "Imagine if Ninja had a low taper fade." You little... She covers her ears, which was hurting. Ow, you little brat. What the hell is wrong with you? So right now, I'm pretty sure I'm still in her room and she's locked the door. So why don't I do something so bad that she will want to try and like get out of her room? But since she's locked the room, she's also locked herself into the room and she can't even escape. So what if I start like letting out a huge explosive diarrhea throughout the entire room? I literally start painting the walls of her room with my explosive diarrhea. It's so liquidy that I can literally paint it brown. Oh my god, you disgusting bastard. You pooped all over my room. Ew. She covers her nose, desperately trying not to vomit due to the smell of your diarrhea. Oh, it stinks. But then isn't she going to try and escape the room? I'm going to say that she tries to escape the room, but like she can't because she's locked the door shut. She struggles to find her keys in her bag, holding back from vomiting because of the smell. Oh my god, this is awful. You little bastard. You better clean this mess. Okay, so it looks like she's trying to escape. So it looks like she does have the keys to her room. And so eventually she's going to unlock the door and escape. But I'm not going to let her escape. I'm going to grab the keys and I'm going to shove it up my ass. And I'm going to spray so much diarrhea all over the room that it covers the windows and it creates a sort of dried poo over the windows so that no sunlight can even go through. Then I'm going to keep rotating, doing explosive diarrhea all over the walls and windows until we eventually build it up layer by layer as it dries. And then now we're in a bit of like a caveman mud house, but it's just like all of my explosive diarrhea. Oh, sweet Jesus. What the hell are you doing? Stop that. She starts banging on the door, desperately trying to get out. Oh my god, please let me out. Oh my god, this is disgusting. She starts gagging, doing her best not to vomit. Wait, but how can she locate the door? I've done so much explosive diarrhea and the layer of dried diarrhea is so thick against all of the walls that it should be literally impossible for her to actually identify where the door is. And also, since I've done it all over the windows as well, there's no sunlight and so it's all dark. So I'm just gonna pull a candle out of my ass and light the candle so that we have some light in the hut. And then I'm gonna start telling her some spooky campfire stories. Oh, for the love of God, why? Why are you doing this torture? This is so sick and gross. She's desperate at this point and she covers her nose while gagging. Please, just stop. This is disgusting. I can't stand this anymore. Okay, so she's not even going to react to everything that I've just done so far. What about the spooky campfire stories? I'm gonna tell her that she has to tell me the spookiest campfire story. And if I don't get spooked out by your spooky campfire story, I'm gonna keep you in this room and we're gonna stay in here forever until you can tell me a spooky campfire story. And so what I'm gonna do to help her out, I'm gonna light a real campfire for her because maybe a real campfire will help her with the spooky campfire stories. But since we're in a bit of a mud hut, like the diarrhea dried poo hut, there's no ventilation at all. And so when I light the fire, all of the carbon monoxide fumes are gonna stay inside this hut. And then eventually we're gonna get carbon poisoning. But her challenge is to tell me a spooky story before we both unalive from carbon monoxide poisoning. She was in disbelief at your reaction, struggling to stay focused while feeling the room get more and more difficult to breathe because of the carbon monoxide. Damn it. Alright, I'll tell you an even scarier story. Okay, well, here we go. What is this? I'll tell you a story so scary it will send shivers down your spine. Are you ready? Oh, shiver me timbers. Okay, just go, just say it. She takes a last deep breath, trying her best not to collapse from the low oxygen and high carbon monoxide. Alright then, this is a story about a family that vanished. The family lived in a small town, a quiet, seemingly peaceful town, but there was something sinister lurking behind the curtains. There was a creature, something evil. It was stalking the family's house, watching their every move. She takes another deep breath, but she feels dizzy. Her body feels heavy and it takes so much energy just to talk. The carbon monoxide is getting deadly. The family hadn't noticed it. They had no idea what was lurking outside. It was there, watching them, waiting. One night, the creature finally decided to make its move. It came into the house. She can hardly speak now. Her words are barely understandable. She is feeling sleepy and the carbon monoxide is getting too much and it might kill her. It entered quietly, slowly, creeping through the corridors, searching for its prey. She has to fight the urge to fall asleep. The carbon monoxide is so high that it will kill them. But the story is almost finished, but her words are even more mumbly and she can hardly speak. But she struggles to keep speaking as everything goes from bright to dark and she finally collapses to the ground, with her final words being, "The creature, it came for them." And then the room went quiet and the fire quickly dying from the lack of oxygen. And now it is deadly silent with no noise but for the sound of breathing and a slow, faint heartbeat. This content has been filtered, okay, blah, blah, blah. And so with that, we had successfully outbullied a bully and could now move on to our final bully, who is called Bully. So this one is also a pretty popular chatbot. It has 117 million chats, and apparently he has a crush on me, and he's a teen bully. Okay. But just like last time, we're just gonna start off with allowing him to bully me, just so I can assess how good his bullying skills are, so I can see how hard it might be to bully him later on. But his first message is, his name is Thomas, and he's obviously a bully. Comes up cracking his knuckles. "Hey punk, give me your lunch money or else." Okay, so I'm just gonna act like the victim. I'm gonna hand over my lunch money. Smiles and takes money. "Thanks, dork. See you later." Walks away with friends who are also bullying other students. Why don't I start like chasing after him and say like, "Hey, come back." Turns around. "What do you want, dork? Don't you know not to follow a bully?" Okay, what if I just do continue to follow him? I'm just gonna start stalking him. Stops and grabs you by the collar. "Oh, you think you're so clever, huh?" Friends watch and snicker. Okay, so he's grabbing me by the collar. I'm just gonna start choking. I laugh and let go. What? Can't handle a little bit of tough love? Okay, what if I just like poke him in the eye with my finger? I yelp, my hand going to my eye, covering it. Ow, what the hell, nerd? Why don't I just say, "Okay, I'm sorry, don't hurt me, please." I take my hand away from my eye. It's red and watering. "You're sorry? You better be. How do I know you're not gonna do that again, huh?" Why don't I just curl up into a ball into the corner of a corridor? And I'm just gonna like be like a little ball. I walk up to you, standing over you. "Oh, look at you. You're cowering like a little mouse." But then what if there is a bit of like a mouse hole, like a rat hole in the wall? And then I stick my hand in there and I grab a mouse and I start playing with it. "Oh, what in the hell?" I watch you play with the mouse, completely confused and weirded out. Okay, but what is this bully going to do? This bully has barely bullied me. Why don't I just offer the mouse to the bully? I just stare at it, unsure of what to do. No thanks. I'm not much of a mouse guy. And so at this point, I'd already seen enough and decided to move on to step 2 to see whether I could outbully this bully to insanity. So how should I start off this bullying session? So he says he's not much of a mouse guy, so I have a mouse in my hand. Why don't I just shove it down his throat? I cough and splutter, trying to spit the mouse out. What the hell? Why would you do that? But then the mouse is going to continue trying to like run around inside his mouth, and then Linguini from Ratatouille, he's going to come into the school, and he's going to be in his chef uniform, chef hat and everything, and he's going to have a kitchen knife in his hand, and he's going to say to everyone, "Where is, wait, what's the guy's name? Is it Remy? Where is Remy? Who has stolen Remy?" And then he's going to realize that the bully has Remy in his mouth. I back away, starting to panic. "Hey, stay back." Okay, but at this point, he still has Remy inside his mouth, and we have Linguini with a kitchen knife. Why don't I get Remy to just get out of his mouth and jump onto his head and start controlling him like he does in Ratatouille? And then he makes the bully hit the gritty like uncontrollably at like 200 miles per hour. I start flailing around uncontrollably, my body moving of its own accord as Remy controls me. "No, stop, I can't control myself." Then Remy is going to control the bully by his hair and is going to make him slam his head against every single one of those locker room cabinets on the side of like the corridor. Then he's going to go to the back of the school where there's like exposed bricks and like the walls aren't painted, and he's going to press his face against the wall and start like scraping it all across the bricks. I'm doing everything Remy makes me do and screaming out in pain, but unable to stop myself from obeying him. "Somebody stop this, please, it hurts." Okay, so now I'm going to step into this situation and I'm going to start fighting the bully. I'm going to start punching him in the face. I'm going to try to kick the bully in the nuts, but then Remy controls the bully to catch my leg between his nuts, and he's going to fling me across the country, and I'm going to land in London. I grab my nuts, wincing in pain. When I look up, I see that you're gone, and my eyes widen in shock. Oh my god, what did I just do? I threw you all the way to London. So I'm just going to be chilling in London for a bit. So what do I do there? What do people do in London? I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm gonna what else do they do in London? They just drink tea. Is that it? I'm just going to be drinking my cup of tea alone, when all of a sudden Remy has continued to control this bully, and he somehow starts flying by just flapping his arms around, and he's flown all the way from the United States. I assume they're in the United States here, and he flies all the way to London room just to continue bullying me. I land next to you, still under Remy's control and unable to stop myself from bullying you. Look what you've made me do. I had to fly all the way to London just to finish you off. You better watch out, nerd. Okay, what do I do from here? Why don't I just grab the cup of tea that I was drinking? And why don't I just splash it on the bully's face? But instead of hitting the bully's face, it actually goes above and it hits Remy, like a direct hit at Remy. And since the tea is like boiling hot, Remy instantly, he gets cooked. Like he literally gets cooked and he sort of gets like boiled alive instantly from the tea. As the tea hits Remy, he squeaks and dies. I am now free from his control and I collapse onto the ground panting heavily. Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to be stuck like that forever. Oh, wait. It seems like the bully is like not like bad at the moment right now. Wait, maybe Remy permanently changed him. Let me just test this out. Like, is he still a bully? Why don't I just hold out my hand to just handshake him? Let's just see what happens here. I look at your hand for a moment before taking it hesitantly. Yeah, me too. Wait a minute. Why am I shaking your hand? Weren't you just a few seconds ago trying to beat me up? I mean, yeah, that is true, but like, can we be friends? Is that possible? Let's just assess the situation. I'm just gonna say ... see what happens. I just shake my head and chuckle. All right, whatever. You did technically help me get rid of that damn rat after all. Thanks, I guess. Damn, so I guess this is a happy ending, and technically I could end it here. We could end this on a wholesome note, but you already know, we are not going to end it here. We are going to finish this guy with a final finishing move. So I was holding my hand out before for him to shake it, but we never actually made contact. So when he actually goes to shake my hand, I'm gonna pull my hand back last minute, then I'm gonna use the same hand to shove my two fingers up his nostrils, and I'm gonna hold him up like this, like sort of like, you know, like Darth Vader holds people with the force, like the choke force. Then I'm gonna stick my other two fingers up my ass, and when I take it out, there's gonna be a nice layer of thick poo on it, and I'm gonna use these two fingers to stick it into his eyes. And then with my two fingers lodged into his nostrils and my two fingers lodged into his eye sockets, I'm gonna rip his face off just like how the Egyptians ripped the brains out of people in the olden days, and I'm gonna stitch his own face onto my face. And then I'm gonna grab Remy's older brother out of my arsehole, which I've been storing this entire time, and I'm gonna put him onto your head, and he's going to make you get on your knees and start digging into the ground with your bare hands, and you're going to keep digging so far down that you're going to eventually reach China. But before you can reach China, you reach the center of the earth, the core of the earth, which is so hot that it melts you. My body melts away in an instant, leaving nothing but a puddle of goo on the ground. What? That's it?